Hello and welcome. We're going to peel back the layers on a word we see absolutely everywhere, meditation. By diving into its classical roots, we're going to uncover a practice that's so much deeper and way more transformative than just simple relaxation, right? We're constantly told to meditate for stress relief, for better focus, for just a quiet moment. But is that really the whole story? What was the original goal of this ancient practice? To find out, we have to go straight to the source. And that source is one of the most foundational texts in all of yoga, the Yoga Sutras, put together by the sage Patanjali thousands of years ago. This text, it gives us the most precise and authoritative roadmap you could ask for. So, inside this roadmap, Patanjali lays out what's called an eightfold path, or Ashtanga Yoga. And the practice we're exploring today, which is known as Dhyana, isn't just some standalone technique. No, it's the seventh and absolutely crucial step on this really comprehensive journey towards self-realization. So, what exactly is Dhyana? Well, Patanjali doesn't talk about it in vague terms at all. He gives a definition that is incredibly precise. It's almost scientific. Let's just take a look at it. Now, what's so interesting here is the language he uses. Words like uninterrupted, homogeneous, cognition. This tells us it's not about emptying the mind. It's about a very specific quality of awareness, a continuous, totally unified stream of knowing, all directed at one single thing. And here it is in the original Sanskrit. Let's break that down. Pratyaya basically means the content of your mind, a thought, an idea, an experience. And ekatanata means a continuous, unbroken stretch. So dhyana is that state where one single thought just flows without a single break. This is just a brilliant way to picture it, an analogy from the ancient commentators. Think about it. If you pour water, it splashes, it breaks apart. But when you pour thick honey or oil, it flows in this perfect, steady, unbroken stream. That is the texture, the very feeling of the mind in jhana. It's such a powerful and visceral way to get what this state is all about. Okay, but how do you actually get there? This unbroken flow isn't something you can just force. Patanjali is really clear that dhyana is the natural result of a preparatory stage. So let's see how this journey unfolds. So the journey begins with dharana, which is concentration. And this is the hard work. It's that repeated, conscious effort of bringing your wandering mind back to one point over and over and over again. And it's only after you've practiced that consistently that the mind just naturally settles into dhyana. And that's where the focus doesn't require any effort at all. It just becomes self-sustaining. This slide really makes that distinction clear. Dharana feels like you're actively fighting against your mind's tendency to wander, kind of like a rocket fighting Earth's gravity. But then, at a certain point, you enter this new field of influence, a stronger gravity, and suddenly, you're not pushing anymore. You're being pulled. The mind goes from being controlled to being completely absorbed. That feeling of, I am doing this, I am meditating, it just starts to fade away, and there's only the flow. So why would you want to cultivate this state? What's the point? Well, according to the sutras, jhana has two really profound properties. And the first is its ability to bring order to our inherently chaotic minds. Patanjali gives this surprisingly relatable list of what he calls the scatterings of consciousness. Things we all know, right? Doubt, laziness, apathy, just being mentally rigid. He says these aren't just personality quirks, they are fundamental obstacles that fragment our awareness and prevent clarity. They're the source of all our mental static. And dhyana is the direct antidote. By gathering the mind into that single unbroken stream, it acts like a powerful integrating force. It takes all the scattered little pieces of our attention and unifies them, and the result is a state of profound mental peace and lucidity. But the purpose of jhana goes even deeper than just mental clarity. Its second property is what makes it a truly transformative practice, its ability to address the very root causes of human suffering. Patanjali identifies these root causes as the kleshas. You can think of them as these deep-seated patterns or colorings of the mind that distort how we see reality and basically lock us into these cycles of pain and dissatisfaction. And here they are. At the root of everything is avidya, or this fundamental ignorance about our true nature. And from that, everything else stems. Egoism, attachment to things we like, aversion to things we don't, and that deep, instinctual fear of death. Patanjali says these 5 forces are the real source of our suffering. And the crucial point is right here. In Sutra 2.11, Patanjali states explicitly that these deep-rooted afflictions are to be eliminated by dhyana. This isn't about just managing your thoughts. It's about uprooting the very patterns that cause our suffering. Dhyana is the prescribed tool for this profound inner work. And this brings us right back to our original question. As you can see here, while modern meditation often aims for temporary states like relaxation and stress relief, classical dhyana has a much, much higher aim. It's not about managing the mind. It's about transcending its limitations to achieve lasting insight, freedom from our afflictions, and a direct experience of our true nature. So we end with this question. If you could move beyond all the surface static and cultivate a mind as steady as flowing honey, what depths of insight might become available to you? That, right there, is the timeless invitation of dhyana. Thank you for joining this exploration.